Happy Saturday, my manifesting maniacs. This is Samantha from Simply Stated by Samantha. I'm here today to talk a little bit about a technique to use for manifesting goals. And the first thing I want to say is techniques are just that. They're techniques. So there are different things you can do. And the point of the technique is to bring what it is that you'd like to attract you, to bring to you in a way that you can feel it, believe it. It really is just a mode. The technique itself does not create the manifestation. The manifestation is something that comes from within here, within here. You get it in your mind, you get it in your heart, you feel it, it comes to you. The technique helps you get it in your heart and in your mind so it can come to you. And some people can manifest with no techniques at all. Some people have a different way. They want to write it down. Some people want to visualize it. And some people do different things. Scripting, visualization. I do a lot of speaking it out loud because I feel like I can put the emphasis on it and say those things. And I do a lot of scripting. Visualizing is something I'd like to talk to today. So visualizing basically is imagining. So you're going to daydream or put it in your imagination. The best time to do any technique or put any thought process into what it is that you would like to manifest is in the evening. And the reason for that is if you're doing it just before bedtime and you're thinking about what it is and you're thinking about it and you're feeling it and it's making you feel really good and it's bringing you a lot of joy and you feel as if it's here in the 3D right now, then when you fall asleep, it goes to your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind is your higher self that connects to the universe, and then it starts its thing and it comes and gets you there. Some people believe a couple different visions or a couple different processes that a technique is something you need to do consistently. Other people say you can do it, be one and done and be done with it. It's your preference, really. If you're feeling you're doing a technique and you're becoming obsessed, that's not a good thing, because being obsessed is like a repellent and you're pushing it away. You truly want to get to that place where you're like, yes, I feel it. I believe it. This is mine. Thank you. Thank you, universe, for providing me this desire that I want. And then you step out of it and you let it happen. You ever get into a place where you're feeling funky about it or you're having a bad day, go into your visualization or go into your scripting or your saying it verbally and get yourself back in a place where it's like, no, I've talked in the videos before, when you start to get into a negative place, like, no, that's not going to happen. And you self-soothe. And sometimes you can go back into the thing that you visualized or the thing that you scripted, and you can re-script it and come back, bring it back, or do your affirmations. But today I want to talk a little bit about visualization. So visualizing, again, go into your imaginal place, go into your daydream and create a scene. It can be a very short scene. The shorter, the better. Be very specific, and you want to be at the end of the scene. You don't want to have a visualization in the middle. So for instance, if you are visualizing a promotion and you visualize that you had a wonderful interview, and that's where your visualization stops, even if you're scripting, but your technique, but we're talking about visualization. So if it stops at the interview and you're like, thank you, universe, for this fantastic interview, that's exactly what you're going to have. You're going to have a fantastic interview. You may or may not get the promotion or the job. So you want to take it past the job. So you want to take it to the place that maybe it's your 90 days probation period is over and you're telling your mother or your father or your best friend or your spouse or your boyfriend or whoever, you want to, in your visualization, have that conversation. Could be a phone call, it could be a text message even, but you're visualizing that you got your 90-day review and you excelled and you got that first 90-day raise or whatever, but you want to go past. So if you're visualizing that 90-day review, you got the job. You had that fantastic interview. You don't want to visualize somewhere in the middle, because then that's your manifestation and that's where it's going to stop. So you want to have something, if you're visualizing, maybe you want to get married to you and your significant other, you really hope that your guys are going to get married. Visualize a year or two, 5 years after the wedding, and it's your anniversary, and you're saying happy anniversary to each other, or you're lying next to each other and you're looking at your wedding band, and in your visualization pretend that you're moving your wedding band, like get that feel. And another thing with visualizations or any technique is pulling your senses. So what's going on around you? Do you hear, does a TV in the background because you're on the phone in your living room and maybe the TV's on the background, or you're outside sitting and you can feel the warm air, or um, maybe you're talking on the phone. I do this all the time. I'm on the phone while I'm cooking dinner. And so I'm talking on the phone, talking about, yeah, I hit my 90 days. It's fantastic. I got that 90-day raise. And now, I got my office or doing whatever. But you're cooking dinner, and visualize smelling dinner cooking. I did a technique with like a mini manifestation that I do, that we were manifesting a white rose. And so we all closed our eyes and we envisioned the white rose, but we envisioned even the thorns, how they can poke you, and the silkiness of the petals of the flower, and smelling the rose and what a rose smells like, visualizing it in that way. So I hope that makes sense. The next thing is visualizing in first person versus third person. First person is, as you're watching this video right now, you're watching. You can't see yourself. You can't see your face. You can't see yourself. But when you look down, you can see your hands. You look down, you can see your lap. So you want to visualize in a sense where you're actually in the scene. You don't want to be out here. That's the third person. If you're out here looking and watching it like it's a movie, what could happen? You could still manifest it, but what could happen? And I'm the believer of, I don't want to risk messing anything up and then having to remanifest it because I messed it up. But when you're in the third party and you're looking in, the manifestation could happen, but the person that's supposed to be you could turn out to be somebody else. So if you're competing on a job with somebody and you're visualizing that, your boss is rewarding you with your 90-day certificate, you passed your probation, and here's the paperwork, and you're getting your 25-cent raise, et cetera, and you're out here looking through the office door, and you're looking at the back of your head while you and the third party are talking to the boss, but you're out here watching. That could be the person that you're competing with ending up being that person getting it. So I hope that makes sense. So you want to be in the first person. If you are visualizing and you're struggling with the first person, I like to start with my hands because it seems like to be the thing that brings you in. So if I'm visualizing having a conversation, I'm on the phone and I'm visualizing, maybe I'm sitting down or I'm cooking dinner and I'm visualizing my hand stirring the dinner. And you can get, and it's funny because I'm doing this right 3D right now, but I'm visualizing stirring the dinner. I'm watching my hand. I'm smelling dinner, and I'm hearing the person say to me on the phone, "Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Congratulations. You got through the 90 days. You did it. This, it's yours. It's yours. You did it." Same thing if you're visualizing, a marriage or even just a relationship. And you can manifest in steps. If you know for sure and you're in a situation and you know for sure that marriage is what you want from this, then go to the marriage. If this is someone, maybe it's just someone in your class and you like them and you'd like to date them, visualize then or manifest, not that they ask you out on the first date, manifest that you're a year into dating. Then once you get into the dating and you really decide that you do like them, then you can manifest, well, now we're going to move in with each other. And then it's going successful. Now I'm going to manifest the wedding. Some people know already, or they're already in the relationship and they know they want to marry this person, depending on where you want to be, but you want to go the farthest out from where you want to be. Again, you may not want to visualize marriage if you've never even been on a first date with this person, But you don't want to visualize just the first date, because you're going to get a first date and you may not get a second date. So you want to be out a little bit further so that you actually end up in a relationship and you know if you enjoy being with this person. So I digressed and now I forgot where I was. But so with the person, you want to be in the first person again. So you're visualizing the wedding, you're visualizing the anniversary, and maybe you guys are on vacation for your 5th anniversary and you're dancing. And I can see myself, with my husband, or your wife even, but me being female, so I'm going husband. I could be female and be with female, but again, digress. So you're dancing with your spouse. Let's put it there. You're dancing with your spouse. And I could see myself with my husband with my hand on his chest and we're dancing. I might not necessarily be able to see his face, but maybe I'll look in his eyes. But I can see my hand on his chest as we're dancing. And I can see my wedding band and all that. And I can hear the music. Maybe we're playing the song that we danced to for our first wedding dance. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to envision that dance for your 5th year anniversary, and you're going to see your hand. So I like to pull that in. One of my coaches, when I started out doing this, we were talking about that, and I said, I like to envision my hand. He said what he does is if he starts to find himself spiraling or he can't stay in the first person, he gets distracted, he'll bend down and tie his shoe. And so in his visualization, he will bend down and tie his shoe. So he's having a conversation, and then we'll look down at his foot and say, oh, my shoe is untied. And while he's still having the conversation, we'll bend down, tie his shoe, and we'll then stand back up. And when he stands back up, he's again first person in the proper way having the conversation. So whatever you're visualizing, may it be a job, may it be finances, and they can be separate. A job or finances, they can be the same, they can be separate. If you're a specific person, be it you'd like to date this person, you'd like to move in with this person, you'd like to marry this person, whatever you do, figure out what the goal is that you want and then go past the goal. Back to finances. So maybe you have a goal in mind to pay off a couple bills. What you want to envision is that you could envision not receiving the lump sum of money. Maybe you don't know how you'll get a lump sum of money. And I'm going to talk in another video about money. But you want to visualize maybe that you've not just written the check to pay off the bill, but you've received a letter back that said, thank you for your final payment. Your home is paid in full. Your student loan is paid in full. This car is paid in full. Whatever that thing is that you want to see paid off, you get that confirmation letter or that confirmation email. And another one, that's a great one. And hold the letter in your hand as you're reading, dear Samantha, thank you so much for your payment on your student loan. We received it. We've applied it effective this date, February, 8th, 2020. Your student loan is paid off. Sincerely, student loan company. And you envision it. Again, I'm not looking at myself. I'm looking at this piece of paper. I am in first person. I'm holding this piece of paper. I can even see my hands. So I like to always pull my hands in. That is just a technique, a side technique for me, kind of a brainwashing thing almost, to make sure that I'm in that first person. So visualize is a great way, but the end goal is that you believe what you had in your mind. You feel it in your heart. If you're dancing for your 5th year anniversary, feel how that must feel, the love that you must feel. If you just paid off that $60,000 student loan, that relief, that amazing feeling that is behind you. If you got that job, the success that, the feeling of success that you got, something that you were striving for. Maybe you finished your degree and you had your dream job and finally, you got the job, and, you want to be getting that 90-day review, or it's your 1st year anniversary in your job, or you not only got the job, now you're already on your first promotion in the job. So just get that feeling of how it feels. Like, it's amazing to feel the love. It's amazing to feel the relief. It's amazing to feel the success. And you can get there. You've loved something. I saw something where someone's like, well, I don't know what it feels like to be married. Okay, marriage is just full of love. There's other things that go with marriage, but really, truly, marriage is love. Do you have a pet that you've ever, I mean, my pets, I adore my pets. My current dog, absolutely love. The feeling I have for my dog, the feeling for I had for my, past dogs that unfortunately we've had to put down is just true unconditional love. If you can feel that love, you're successful because that feeling is in there. And then, so again, get your feelings, stay in the first person. If you slip into third person, do the technique to get you back into first person. But first and foremost, don't sweat the technique. Figure out what it is that you want, and then get it in your imagination that you want it, and how does it feel to have it, and then thank the universe. And everybody's different. Is it God? Is it the universe? Is it myself? Is it my higher power? Is it my higher self? Whatever. I still believe the universe is in me. I believe I'm connected to the universe. I feel like there's an energy cord between me and the universe. I feel the universe is such a big thing because I don't believe personally I've brought all the bees and the birds and the trees and the grass and all that stuff that's there. Everybody's part of the universe. I believe I have a significant piece that I can control, but I also believe that I have energy that connects to the universe. So I do thank the universe. I thank the universe, even if I haven't seen it come to fruition or come to pass in my 3D world, I still thank the universe for it. I thank the universe every day for the things that are in my 3D world that I love. I thank the universe things that are in my 3D world that I don't love, because somewhere there's a lesson in there. And thank you for the lesson. Somehow I manifested that, even that negative thing. The universe heard me. Thank you for hearing me. I don't like it. We're going to turn it around, but thank you for hearing me. And then I also thank the universe for the things that I am manifesting that I want to come in, because I truly believe they're mine. They are in my 5D, which is out here. I'm in the 3D and I got a 5D out here. So it might not be in my 3D, but it's in my 5D and it's mine. So I thank the universe for it. And then when it comes in my 3D, I thank the universe again for, thank you for bringing it to me in fruition, bringing it to pass, bringing it in my face. So I hope all this helps. Again, please like and subscribe. I am striving to help people. I have become such a better person since I found the manifesting law of attraction stuff, because there is so much truth behind it and there's so much satisfaction behind it. And I have found so much peace in my own life, even when I'm waiting for my 5D and 3D to catch up. I know it's mine, but I have found so much peace and I'm a happier person. And I want everybody to strive to have what they want in their life, and everybody has different desires. And so don't ever feel that your desire, someone else is going to take your desire, because it's not going to happen. Thank you again. Like and subscribe. Any questions, hit me up below, and I'll be back in a couple days and we'll talk about scripting. Thank you so much and have a wonderful weekend.